Alright. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 442. Review episodes 36 to 38 of ToQger. Yep, in these three episodes, well, kind of interesting these ones. So, 37 has it where, okay, despite the town was consumed by darkness, like, oh, maybe there's somebody who was not in the town at the time when the town was consumed by darkness. And supposedly, because their homework teacher actually was, like, a student at this particular college, this is a university. And also, the monsters of the episode for this one and for episode 38 is Madame Noir's monsters. And these two are two over three remaining monsters the whole series, because the very next episode 39 is our final monster of the whole series. Yes, why in the world? It seems like early on she had monsters, and then she just stopped, and then they have bringing more monsters because, well, there's that. So the whole thing of this monster is that we have this ink pen guy giving Zero, so Zero Curve is women turn people put in tracksuits for some reason, and covered in ink. And of course, they do find the teacher. And apparently, she does not remember who they are. Well, kind of the reason they do give an explanation for this of why the teacher doesn't remember them, because their town was consumed by darkness, and presumably her memories were affected by it. And plus, basically, she probably can't recognize them because they're basically teenagers now. Despite the fact that was actually not their fault. It was actually the president of the Rainbow Line, basically, who did that. Yeah. So, eventually they do, after some convincing, and of course everybody gets zeros except for Green, who was able to use a hyper for the first time and actually, well, beat the monster. And they go use the... they don't use the regular Hyperzord. They basically use the combination, the big huge mech, to basically beat the monster. And then episode 37, it's like, well, we kind of figure out exactly, because it was 735, this favor, this condition that Schwartz has for Akira to get the drill back, and his favor is to have him basically come his right-hand man. And it takes 2 episodes after this, basically. It's like, we hit this in flashbacks, but yes. So in this episode, for the first time since episode 27, we have where the Rangers, the ToQgers, basically liberate a Shadow Town. In story, the reason why they haven't done it since episode 27, and there's a reason why they didn't have the Drill Zord. Because Schwartz had it for a brief period of time, they couldn't exactly do anything with it. Not at all. And Takashi, basically, he becomes like the central focus character, episode 37. And the whole thing with this guy is like, he sets with quizzes. The whole thing with Takashi is bizarre, to say the least. It's like it's here for this episode because he's indecisive. Oh, by the way, as of today, it had been like a little over, I would say just a little over 10 years since the episode aired. Excuse me, yes. So they have to go over these particular traps, per se. And it's mostly put like, oh yeah, make a decision with Akira, and he goes to become his shadow form. First time in a while that he's done this. And if you're really curious, how long had it been since he went to the shadow form? This is actually the first time since episode 27. Yes. Just like Alpha Millis Mark, this is her first monster since then. And she has 2 more monsters left. Though they don't show up in episodes 43 44. Sadly. Yeah. Yeah, and they do in fact, and his whole thing is like, oh, he rides this metal thing that acts like a steed, and then Akira just shoves out the space in order to stop. Eventually, after he's destroyed the first time, the town is basically restored to normal. Baron Nero briefly fights Schwartz after the crows actually find him completely randomly, and then like, oh, hello Schwartz, let's fight. And he's like, after a while, like, let's fight later. And he goes on his clunner and goes away. I'm like, what was the point of him being here? He was only there for that one scene. And if you're really curious, is he in the next episode? In the case 38, no. He does return for... Basically, 37 is his fourth to last episode he appears in the entire series. I will get to the reason why for that when we talk about episode 41. And then 38 is another Madame Noir monster, where it's a very interesting episode. It's like, okay, so it's a film monster. Yeah, Sentai love their film monsters. Okay, if you're curious, because this is technically her penultimate monster she has the entire series. The whole thing of film monsters, this actually is nothing really new for Sentai. They love... Unlike other times when they have film monsters... They usually have some more better episodes of the series. This one is just plain odd, to say the least. Yes, at least one season per series. Once per season, they do have a monster who is a film-based monster. Yes. In the case of the Doba monsters, is there a monster for that one that is sort of a, not exactly a movie exclusive monster per se, but is there a monster that is specifically where the theme is films? I'm looking in the case of, I would think, basically, Candrera. It has happened a few times, but it doesn't happen. Oh, here's one. Yeah, this is one right here. Kazu, yeah, he's basically a film-based monster. Yeah. They just have one in the previous series. Yep. In the case Go Busters, I don't think they had one that was like that. But usually once per season they do have it. But this one is just weird. It's like he randomly tags a producer, and you think, oh, it's not a producer? Is he like basically where the monster's supposed to? No, it's a red herring. And this episode felt a bit lackluster, despite the fact it does feature a cool looking monster. But the story itself, it's like, yeah, he makes the people part of the movie disappear because it makes a movie that spreads darkness to the whole world. So you want to make a picture of Ressha but nothing. Yeah, and of course about gathering darkness. Do we see actually gather in this episode? Not really. This actually is one of those rare times you have a monster. Normally, you do see him gathering darkness, yes, but this episode you don't see gathering darkness at all. Other episodes we do in fact see it, but this episode, no, not really. Oh, and the whole thing about Noir, she wants to gather darkness for the Emperor because she wants to save her daughter, Miss Greta. And Baron Nero does know about Miss Greta still being alive. Schwartz knows this. Madame Noir knows this. Mike, basically, she does not. No. I don't think she gives a damn about it. She'd be shocked, basically, when she shows up again, which is going to be in a future episode. But yeah. That's going to be pretty much it particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is a comic corner, and then we have Case Goes next. And then after Case Goes finished up, I'm updating all my anime finally. Should have been done Saturday, but stuff got in the way, so I'll see you next video. Bye.